Welcome to this City View programme, looking at how we build back better with the Institute for Continuing Improvement in Public Services. My name's Neil Stewart. I'm the Editorial Director of City View, and I'm joined today by Debbie Simpson, who is the Chief Executive of the Institute for Continuing Improvement in Public Services, and just for confusion, by Joe Simpson, who is the Chief Executive of the Leadership Centre. Joe has a background in local government, and Debbie has been back and forwards through the civil service. And today we're going to take a look at how management are preparing and how leaders in particular are preparing for coming out of the pandemic. But can I start first of all by asking my guests, Debbie first, what's been your moment of the week? What has struck you the most?
Well, my moment of the week, a personal one. I was allowed to go and join my son and my grandchildren in their bubble for the first time in months.
So that's one up for Boris and widening bubbles. Joe, what's your moment of the week?
Well, as we're going to be talking about some slightly more depressing things, one little stat, which is vaccinations in London as of today, just for London, have hit 3.877 100,000. Right, so we're at nearly 4 million jabs in London. So keep jabbing.
Keep jabbing. Okay, well, that's probably good advice, because if any new variants come in anywhere from around the world, it's likely to be here first. Well, my moment of the week was at 6:01 last night, when I was able to book my first swimming session at 7:30 on Monday morning. The algorithm finally let me in, so that's cheered me up after a year where swimming has been very sporadic. So the purpose of this program is part of the build-up to the ICiPS conference, which is being held on the first part on the 20th of May. We've had a series of these programs starting in January with John McTernan and others looking at how attitudes were changing to public management, and he predicted that there would be a resurgence of the state and a reduction in some of our old friends from PFI, PPP and outsourcing. In February, we took a deep dive look at everyone in the big campaign to get the homeless off our streets and the remarkable transformation that government and local government were able to make in a very short period of time, defying all the kinds of predictions that are made about public services. Last month in March, we looked with Julie Mercer and Dan from the Institute of Employment at working patterns and how they might evolve. And this program is designed to look at how leaders, chief execs, senior managers should prepare themselves and their organizations for coming out of pandemic, assuming that we do indeed follow the roadmap from the 12th of April through to the 21st of June. A few words from me to begin with. The past fortnight has been a remarkable kaleidoscope of ideas about how the world of work and organization will be after the pandemic. Lots of pretty shiny glass predictions of how people will work from home, will work near at home, will work online, will enjoy flexible working, will work 4 days a week, and how the relationships will be changed and built on. We'll have hybrid types of working, much less office space. We've even had some organizations announcing that their staff are not going to go back to the office. The question is, are they jumping the gun? Will it really make sense? And is that, in any case, the way to make policy in the middle of a very difficult period? And just exactly how will that go forward? It's almost 12 years since Mike Lyons, the former chief exec of Birmingham, produced his report on place making, a rather clumsy phraseology. But in a few weeks' time, we're going to see quite a lot of places assert their identity. There are 25 elections for mayors on the 6th of May, and 10 of those elections are for combined authorities, the large urban areas. And these mayors are supposed to be able to pull together and assist, if you like, placemaking, tie together the anchor institutions, the terms that are used for the hospitals, the local authority, the university. So will we see these organizations work together, or will, as we've been watching, people will stick to talking about how they're going to change their organization in their silo according to their previous rules and the world that they would like to see it, as opposed to something more integrated. So this is preparation for kicking off our reflections on the 20th of May. By that time, we will have had those elections. We will also have had a Queen's speech on the 11th of May. And I think it's worth people remembering that the government themselves are thinking about how to restart, how to reboot, how to come out at the end of this pandemic, because after the December 2019 election, they never really got a chance to set the agenda. So I think with that and the spending review and fiscal restrictions, we are coming into a very, very dramatic period. So we're joined today by Joe Simpson, whom I've known for a long time. He worked at one point for the BBC. He's been an Islington councillor, but most people would know him for his work in local government and around the country with the various institutions. So, Joe, I'm going to invite you to give us your thoughts on how chief executives, how leaders should prepare themselves for coming out of this pandemic and how they should prepare their organizations. So, Joe, over to you.